Today we will start with coordinate geometry, which is a very important chapter as far as your 11th and 12th understanding is concerned. And of course, this chapter is very scoring chapter in class 10. Now, this is my graph paper, and let us first understand the coordinate axis. Okay, this is my x axis, this is my y axis, and the horizontal axis is known as the x-axis. The vertical is the y-axis and the horizontal axis is known as the x-axis. Now, this divides my graph paper into 4 quadrants, and this is my origin. These are my 4 quadrants. This is the first quadrant, this is the second quadrant, this is the third quadrant, and this is the fourth quadrant. As I told you, this is my x-axis and this is my y-axis. This upper half is the positive part of the x-axis and the lower half is known as y dash, or the negative part of the x-axis, of the y-axis. This is my x-axis, and on the other side we have my x dash, which is the negative half of the x-axis. Now, on the x-axis, these are my various points, right? So this is, you write it above the line actually, 1, below the line 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on. Okay, 7, whatever you want, and so on. This side is the negative side. So here you have -1, here you have -2, here you have -3, here you have -4, and here you have -5, -6, and so on. Now let's talk about the y-axis. Okay, now this is my positive 1, 2, this is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is my negative axis where you have -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, -7. We need not go further. This is enough, right, to understand this. I hope you can see this very clearly. Now, if I have any point which is plotted on the x-axis, this is my point on the x-axis. Okay, can you name, this is my point A, let us suppose. It is on the x-axis at a distance of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7, and because we are not going up, it's on the x-axis, so my y coordinate is 0, right? Similarly, if I had a point like this on the y-axis, okay, this point, if I call it as B, this B can be represented as, here on the x-axis it is 0, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. This is 5 on the y-axis. Is that clear? Now I am plotting some points and I am showing you. For example, you see this point out here. Okay, I will call this point as C. Okay, now let's see how to find the coordinates of C. Now first I have to go to the x-axis. Okay, I'm not going to do it always, but now I'm showing you. So first I have to plot on the x-axis, right? So I draw a line on the x-axis and I draw a line on the y-axis. First tell me, where does it touch the x-axis? It touches the x-axis at 5 and the y-axis at 3. So this is 5 comma 3, and this point lies in the first quadrant, so I can say its coordinates are plus and plus. So first coordinate, so plus and plus. Is that clear? Now let us see one point out here. Okay, we'll see this point out here. Correct? Right? Now, please understand. Let us call this point as D. Okay. So first I'll draw a line onto the x-axis. Where does it touch the x-axis? At -5. Okay. And now go onto the y-axis. Y-axis, where does it cut the y-axis? At 3. So this is your -5 comma 3. So my second coordinate has minus and plus. Minus and plus. Now let's pick up any point here in the third quadrant. Okay, third quadrant. Okay, this is my point. Let us call it as point M. Okay, so now we'll drop a perpendicular here and we'll draw another perpendicular here. Okay, let's assume my point is here at this point. Okay, so what is my M? First you go to X. X is -4 and my Y is also -4. Right, so this is my -4 comma -4. So in the third quadrant both are negative. In the third quadrant both are negative. Now let's take a point out here. Let us call it as N. Now I don't want to draw the lines, right? So can you see where does it meet X? At 4. And where does it meet Y? It meets Y at, okay, it meets Y at -3. So my quadrant number 4 is plus and minus. Plus and minus. So these are my 4 quadrants. In the first quadrant, the x coordinate is positive and the y coordinate is also positive. In the second quadrant, the x coordinate is negative and the y coordinate is positive. In the third quadrant, both are positive, and in the fourth quadrant, x is positive and y is negative. Okay, so we can say that the coordinates of the origin are 0, 0. Coordinates of the origin are 0, 0. The y coordinate of every point on the x-axis is 0. Okay, so if it's on the x-axis, see here, the y coordinate is 0. Okay, the x coordinate of every point on the y-axis is 0. The x coordinate of every point on the y-axis is 0. Okay, so again to write it, in my first quadrant you will have plus and plus. In my second quadrant, okay, you will have minus and plus. In the second quadrant, minus and plus. Third quadrant, both my x coordinate and y coordinate will both be negative. Fourth quadrant, x will be plus and y will be minus. Okay, now suppose it is x-axis. X-axis, y coordinate is 0. Y-axis, x coordinate is 0. Is that clear? So this is my, as far as my axis and everything is concerned. Is this very clear? Okay, so we'll keep this on hold so that we can easily look here, or we can look here and see, we can answer my first question, okay, which is my exercise question. This is my practice set 7.1, question number 1, practice set 7.1, question 1. Now look at the first one, minus and plus, minus and plus. Okay, let's see this, minus and plus, which one? Second, right? So come on, let's write that, second, okay, quadrant. Please write the word quadrant, right? Second quadrant. Come on, now I want you to tell me minus and minus, which quadrant? Third quadrant. Now this is positive and positive, both are positive, so first quadrant, first quadrant. Okay, now plus and plus, once again, first quadrant, plus and plus again, first quadrant. Now plus and minus, come on, where is plus and minus? Let us check. Plus and minus, which one is this? This is my fourth quadrant, fourth quadrant. Again plus and minus, which quadrant? Fourth quadrant. Now see here, we have this 0, correct? Now if x is 0, okay, then it lies on the y-axis. If x is 0, y-axis. If you want to be more precise, you can write negative y-axis. Okay, the negative y-axis, not necessary, but you can write it, right? 12 and 0, this is the x-axis, because y is 0, it lies on the x-axis, so this is positive x-axis. Not necessary, but you can write if you want to. 0, 9, once again, y-axis, because x is 0, this is there on the y-axis, this is positive y-axis. 0, 2.5, once again positive y-axis. Minus and minus, come on everybody, third quadrant. Okay, so it's divided into quadrants and axis, right? So this is my first question. Okay, now see the second question. Now, in which quadrant do the following points lie, whose both coordinates are positive? If both are positive, so which quadrant? It lies in the first quadrant. Whose both coordinates are negative, whose both coordinates are negative. Come on, tell me, which one will it lie in? Okay, it lies in the third quadrant. Whose x coordinate is positive and y is negative. X is positive and y is negative. X is positive, y is negative. Which quadrant? Fourth quadrant. Okay, and the last one, whose x coordinate is negative and y coordinate is positive. So which quadrant does it lie in? Second quadrant. Okay, now see the next question. We are going to draw the coordinate axis and we are going to plot points. Okay, draw the coordinate axis and plot the points. See, I had already shown you how to draw the coordinate axis. You have to draw it like this, right? And here you will write This is your x-axis, x dash, y-axis, y dash, positive y, positive x, negative x, origin. This is very important to write. This is my scale, okay, and here we can write this. On both axes, 1 centimeter is equal to 1 unit. Is that clear? Now, let's see my points. First point is L minus 2 comma 4. Minus 2 comma 4. So from here, first you move minus 1, minus 2. Move like this. And then 4 means climb up. 1, 2, 3 and 4. Climb up to 4. Right? So this you circle, you write it as L, and in the bracket you put minus 2 comma 4. Minus 2 comma 4. Is that clear? Now the second one, 5 comma 6. So you move 5 from 0. First you move on your x-axis 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? Then you have to move 6, means you move up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So here you mark this, call it as M 5 comma 6. Is that clear? You see the next one, P 2 comma minus 3. So first you take 2, 1 and 2. Minus 3 means you can't go on top, you have to go down. Minus 1, minus 2 and minus 3. So this is your minus 3. So this is my point P 2 comma minus 3. 2 comma minus 3. Correct? Now the next one, Q 6 comma minus 5. 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Minus 5 means come down. Minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5. So this is your Q 6 comma minus 5. 6 comma minus 5. Correct? Now S is 7 comma 0. S is 7 comma 0. So now what you do is from here you go 7. Climb, go 7 places. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And you don't have to climb up. So you stop here. You don't have to go on top, right? Because it's 0. So S 7 comma 0. Okay. And last one is T is 0 comma minus 5. So here you have your 0. Okay. You don't have to go this side. You have to go down. 1, 2, 3, 4 and minus 5. This is your T. Correct. T 0 comma minus 5. Okay. So this is my plotting on both the axes. And is that clear?